What's going on, everyone? So this Ben Simmons situation just keeps getting crazier and crazier. So Ben Simmons still is without a team. I think the team he should go to is the Phoenix Suns. I think Phoenix really could use Ben Simmons because, they need a playmaker. They need kind of a point guard, but they can't have somebody that's like 6'3" because they'd be too small between him, Devin Booker, and Jalen Green. I think Ben Simmons is perfect. He could slot into the 4, kind of play that point forward on defense, be that kind of defensive, versatile piece for you, kind of play the Draymond role, right? On offense, he's the playmaker and the guy that's bringing the ball up and, getting you guys into your actions. On defense, he's kind of that Swiss utility guy. I think the Phoenix Suns make a ton of sense. If you want more details on that, go check out that video. I have it on this channel. But there's a lot of talks about him potentially retiring, that he might look to retire, which, look, I don't know why, right? Like, he's still young enough to be in this league for a couple seasons, make some money, right? Unless he's just looking at it as like, I made enough money, I'm cool, I'm chilling. Like, do I really want to play for $1 million? Or do I just want to hang out and play COD all day? Like, I don't know. Maybe that's the approach. Maybe he's just burnt out by it all. We've seen guys in the past in other sports and stuff like that just kind of get burnt out of it all. And just like, you know what? Hey, I had my success. I did my thing. Because, look, there was a point in time where Ben Simmons was a true franchise cornerstone, where there were conversations about him being a top 15 player in this league. The guy's over here averaging like 18, 8, and 8. You have Colin Cowherd, on national television talking about how LeBron can retire now because Ben Simmons is here and this is going to be Ben Simmons' league and blah, 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 blah. Hey, we're not that far removed, right? Like, literally, that was a couple seasons ago. So it's crazy how quick and drastic the drop-off has been. But, life and the NBA come at you fast. And we've seen how quickly things change. And Ben Simmons is in that realization where, yes, is he worth more than the vet minimum? Probably. He's still, even last year for the Clippers was really good, right? Is he worth more than the vet minimum? Probably. But we've seen guys in the past have to prove themselves, right? You've had guys, be out of the league and have to come back. Carmelo Anthony is a great example. His time came and went. He had to be out of the league for a couple seasons and then finally accept the role in the offer to get back in. Allen Iverson probably could have played a couple more years had he not, had he just kind of put the ego aside and just like, you know what, hey, let me play that like 6-man role. Let me go play that Lou Williams level role, right? Like, and just be that bucket getter for a team off the bench. Probably could have played another handful of seasons, right? We've seen lots of guys over the years kind of be their own worst enemy, and Ben Simmons is that. It's a combination of things, right? It's not all on Ben Simmons. A lot of it is. But like, Ben Simmons had his back literally like explode on him, fought through it, came back. Right? On top of that, right, like the Philadelphia 76ers knew the player he was. And instead of, embracing that and kind of working around, it's like, you have Doc Rivers kind of throwing him under the bus, stuff like that. And he's just like, dude, okay, then fine. Like, look at what I've done for you. Look at what I changed. Like, he didn't make a bad play. Like, the guy got fouled. Like, people talk about the Ben Simmons pass rather than dunking and flushing it at the rim. But, like, it completely ignored the free throws that pass led to, where Ben Simmons didn't want to get to the foul line, right? And things are happening so fast, right? Like, in hindsight, looking back, it's like, okay, well, Trae Young, he should have yammed on Trae Young, maybe got an and one, and then it wouldn't have mattered, right? But he's not looking at that. He's going to the basket and realizing like, oh, hey, a defender's coming, right? I see a Hawks player running towards me and a guy wide open. Let me get it to that guy. Right? He didn't make a terrible play. It's just, when you watch the tape, it's like, oh man, he could have just yammed it, right? But context is important. Context matters. And instead of just like, hey, it happens, we need to be better as a team, blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, Ben Simmons isn't a championship winning coach and blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, now he causes a ruckus. And again, part of it is him, the way he handled it, the perception that he has now, right? Like, but he's still a very good basketball player. Like, he is, a Swiss Army knife guy. How many 6'10", he's a guy that can still give you 8 and 8, right? And, the fact that, reports have came out that Mark Stein has said that the Knicks offered him a contract and he said, no, I'm good, is a little odd, right? Now, it could be that he just is looking at it as like, hey, that vet minimum is probably still going to be there, so let me turn it down and see what I can get. Also, his agent left him, so it could be that too, that maybe the agent departing kind of ruined those things or whatever. But it's just odd that, Ben Simmons had an actual offer, and you could argue one in the hand is worth two in the bush, but it's like, if I'm going to get, if I'm going to get vet minimums, I'm going to get vet minimums regardless. That vet minimum is probably still going to be on the table. Right. So like, you're probably not too worried about it. But if you're Ben Simmons, it's like the Knicks wouldn't be a bad place. You'd be on a contending team. You'd have a real shot. He makes sense for them, right? A guy that could slot in basically anywhere you need on the basketball court, right? He could slot in at the 4. You could go small ball 5 with him at times, and he could kind of be the playmaker, just kind of picking teams apart. Like, I do think there's some sense to be made. He could, when Brunson goes to the bench, he could come in and be that playmaker for you. Right? Again, I do think that there is sense to be made for Ben Simmons to the Knicks. It's just, where's Ben Simmons at? Where's his head at? What does he want to do? Again, last year on the season between the Clippers and Brooklyn, and I'll break down the individuals, but he averaged 5 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists on 52% from the floor. That's on a limited role, bench role. That's perfect, right? You look at him last year, right? With the Clippers, he averaged 16.4 minutes per game. He averaged 3 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists with a steal and half a block in 16 minutes of action. With the Brooklyn Nets, in 25 minutes of action, was 6 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds, a steal, and half a block. Like, give him 20 minutes a night. He's probably going to give you 5, 5, and 5 with a steal and a block, right? Like, and it's perfect. Like, he doesn't have to be that 18, 8, and 8 guy anymore. I mean, it'd be nice, obviously, if he could be that. But Ben Simmons also has to figure out what he wants to be. He has no agent. League's basically made their stance on him, right? But sometimes you got to prove it. Sometimes you got to come in and step in and just go, you know what? Like, let me go do this 1-year deal. Let me prove it. Do a prove it deal. Show everybody what I can do. And then maybe I can get more money with that team or another team, right? Like, you could maybe see a team like, man, like Ben Simmons really, like Ben Simmons' average is 8, 6, and 6 next season and is excellent defensively and is a huge component to a team having success. Other teams are going to want that. Other teams are going to be like, you know what? On second thought, we could use a Ben Simmons. Second thought, hey, instead of a minimum, let's throw, let's throw $5 million at him. Right, and see if he wants to come in and play a role for us or whatever. Or, hey, maybe that 18, 8, and 8 guy still is in there. Right, he averaged half of that in a limited role. Maybe that full version is in there, and we can now bring him in and we could really use a sizable playmaker. Like I said, a team like the Phoenix Suns. But we'll see. Anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos. Truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.